and certainly a lot of pain over these last couple of days. But if these guys think that they're going to heal the world's problems in here, I think that they're being unfair to themselves. That's too heavy of a burden. Even if
Yo,
little by little by little that change the world, that's
what's
great.
good?
But if they want to take the weight of the world,
So, good morning, everybody. I need y'all to tape this conversation because we about to talk about a few things right now. I don't know if y'all seen the Chronicles of the RuffRyders last night, but we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to get on. We're going to talk about last night. So last night, the RuffRyders, I guess they did their, shout out to the RuffRyders, D.Y., Kiss, Locks, X, everybody over there. They did their 5-part series, and I knew that this part was coming up about the situation that happened at the Fleet Center. Okay, so I didn't really get to see everything, but from what I seen on Twitter and from what people told me, they explained what happened, the beef between that night between the Locks and the Made Men. The Made Men was my group. Okay, we gonna talk about what happened. All right, we're gonna talk about what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened from my point. All right, there's 3 sides to the story. There's his side, and then there's the truth. All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what happened. So we was on the tour with the RuffRyders. I was with a group called the Made Men. That was my group. The tour was the RuffRyders, Cash Money, Made Men, and sometimes it was even 50 Cents. 50 Cents was opening up for us at the beginning of the tour. Imagine that, right? That's when he first came out. All right. So the tour was going dope. This was our first big tour. At that time, the tour bus, I paid for our own tour bus. I paid for our tour bus. You know, we had an album coming out, but most of the tour was paid by me out of my pocket. You know, I was getting money with Source Magazine, and, you know, I had the money to do that. All right. So we're on tour. We would be opening up for Cash Money, then RuffRyders would come on. The tour was going dope, but the way it went was there was a promotional bus. Def Jam had a promotion bus, and the promotion bus would go to the city before we get there, before the buses get there. Like, everybody had their own bus. RuffRyders had a bus, Cash Money had a bus, and we had a bus. All right, this is when Cash Money first started out. I think this was like their first big tour, and I'm sure RuffRyders probably already toured, but this was a big tour for them too. All right, we did a bunch of the cities. Everything was going good. You know, the groups really didn't know each other too well, so we would see each other downstairs, like in the you know, like when you're on tour and you have your dressing rooms, and these venues downstairs would kind of be small in all the venues. There'd be little hallways with rooms, so everybody would have their dressing room leading up to the stadium. Okay. I had somebody on the Def Jam tour bus that was just, when they would go to the venues, they'd be putting Made Men posters and stuff up at the venues. So then when the buses would pull up, you would see Made Men posters everywhere. I mean, I had shit lit. You know what I'm saying? I know the other people on tour was like, what the fuck is going on? Because when all the groups' tour buses would be pulling up, it'd be Made Men shit everywhere. You know, I had my own promotions guy from Boston on the tour bus. All right, my man Jermaine. Shout out to Jermaine. So we would be pulling up to the venues, and everybody would be seeing Made Men shit more than anybody's shit. Okay. I don't think it was something where people was probably mad or jealous, or I don't know, you know. I just know that we was promoting the shit out of our album, and we had posters everywhere. I remember, okay, I think we had did Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken, or Virginia. All right. And I remember we was about to go to Boston, so there was a stop before Boston, Ohio. We had skipped the Ohio show because we were so excited about performing at the Fleet Center in Boston that we just took our tour bus and went straight to Boston. The tour kept going to Ohio. It had to go to Ohio before it came to Boston. We had 2 shows, okay? We had 2 shows at the Fleet Center, and this was really big for us. This was a big situation for us, all right? Now, I remember when we had went to Boston, I had got a hotel. I didn't even, at the time I wasn't even living in Boston, so I got a hotel downtown. Everybody was excited. Of course, everybody's family. We deep as fuck. We at the Fleet Center. I mean, this was huge for us. I want to remember, mind y'all that the whole time we on tour, in order, let me give y'all a little history. We was deep and we was street niggas. Every venue that we would go to, we would carry the guns and my men and our DJs turntable cases, because all the venues would have the security from the tour, and then in each individual city there would be police. We'd have to go through these metal detectors. We brought our guns through the DJ equipment, inside of Jeff's DJ equipment, for the whole tour. But we never had any problems with anybody. But of course, you got to be on point for anything. So we would put our guns in Jeff's DJ equipment. They would go through all the tour security, and we were strapped every city, every venue. Okay, want to get that straight. In Boston was different. Boston, we had a bad reputation. My reputation was horrible with the police and with the city. So that night in Boston. Well, anyways, let me go back. So I'm at the hotel. So I get a call saying that Jermaine got kicked off, had problems in Baltimore, I think it was, and he got kicked off the tour bus, the Def Jam tour bus. And it was over some chick, and it was over allegations of rape, and it was crazy. Like, we're all in Boston, like, what the fuck is going on? So we had to fly Jermaine in, all right? We didn't know what was going on, but I know it wasn't no rape. I know it just was a lot of different stories. So we wanted to speak to Jermaine. So Jermaine got there. Now, mind you, the rest of the tour is going to be coming in the next day. Jermaine came in and said, look, this is what happened. Jermaine said at the city that he was in, he was on the tour bus, on the Def Jam promotional tour bus, all right? On the Def Jam promotional tour bus. This was my promotions guy that was on the promotional bus that would hang up flyers everywhere before all the other buses get to the city. Remind you. And Jermaine was just a regular street nigga from Boston. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sucker, ain't never did no sucker shit, none of that. Okay, so now, when Jermaine gets there, this was his version of the story. He said when he was in the city, there was this chick running around saying, where the fuck is X at? Where the fuck is X at? Because the story we got was that Jermaine raped DMX's cousin or some crazy shit. I knew that was bullshit. So when we flew Jermaine in, this was Jermaine's story. He said they was on the bus, on the Def Jam bus, and this chick had DMX's hotel key or some room key or some shit happened, all right? And she's like, where's this nigga at, whatever. Jermaine ends up getting the chick on the bus, ends up having sex with the chick. While he's having sex with the chick, another representative from the Def Jam street team that was putting up all the other street stuff had came up and seen the chick with Jermaine. He's like, yo, that's X's girl, whatever, some chick X. They ended up fighting. Jermaine and the street team nigga ended up fighting. They kicked Jermaine off. So now Jermaine is in Boston, right? Okay. Now we're going to speed up to the night of the show, all right? Now, mind you, again, this is Jermaine's story. I don't know what the fuck happened. Why would he lie about... I know one, again, the first story was that DMX's cousin got raped. And the second story is Jermaine saying how is this chick who had X's hotel key and was like, yeah, this nigga left me. And Jermaine ended up beating it down, well, having sex with her on the bus, got caught, and was fighting the nigga on the bus. So stay with me, okay? All right. Now, the night of the Fleet Center shows, we're at my hotel, which isn't too far from the venue. Now, we in Boston. So you know we strapped up for anything. We deep as fuck. If there was going to be a beef with us, it shouldn't have been in Boston because we was ready for anything. This was the problem. When we got searched this time going in Boston, it was the Boston police, the gang task force, the federal task force. They're all at the venue. This time we couldn't bring no guns in the venue. We couldn't bring no knives. We couldn't bring shit because we was getting extra searched in Boston. All the other cities, we probably did 8, 9 cities before Boston, we got extra searched. The tour's winding down. I mean, we got searched. Jeff's DJ stuff got searched, everything. So we couldn't bring shit in there, all right? So we at the venue. Now, usually we have rules to where all the other cities, once we finish performing, we don't stay around the venues. We all get together, we go to the hotel, and that's it. Nobody's sitting around watching the shows. There was one, I ended up watching one Cash Money show, which was dope. We got to see the helicopter and everything. That was dope. But we never got to see the RuffRyders until Boston. So we killed that show in Boston. I brought my son on stage. Ray Ray was about 7 years old. We killed it. We did this video called Holla Boston while we was there, different cities. And if you go on YouTube and go and put in Made Men Holla Boston, you'll see basically how lit it was at that show. That show was lit. We killed that show. We was proud of ourselves. Our families was proud. Everybody was proud. We felt like we finally made it. All the bullshit we done went through, we finally made it. Now, this is where shit got crazy. We was about 30, 40, 50 deep with all the group and then the group, the friends or whatever, all our niggas. So this time we decided to chill and watch the RuffRyders, the whole show. So after our performance, we sitting on the side of the stage, deep as fuck, 30, 40, 50, 60 niggas deep, all right? I'm there, and I just remember that Queen Pen at the time, all right, because I had a song with Queen Pen, and she was on some of the shows with us, and she would come on stage with us. Queen Pen came upstairs crying, and I was like, "Yo, what's the matter?" And Queen Pen, she's street, you know what I'm saying? She ain't no, So for her to be upset like that and crying, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" She's like, "Yo, they downstairs. X is showing the top of where's this nigga Jermaine? She has some picture. Where's this nigga Ray Dog at? Benzino, whatever, who's this nigga, blah, blah. So now I'm like, oh man, this must be about the shit with Jermaine. Okay. I grab Jermaine. I tell niggas, I say, look, I'm going to take Jermaine downstairs with a couple of niggas. Everybody else stay here. Because I knew if we went downstairs deep like that, it was going to be problems. All right? Because nobody knew what the fuck was going on. I just grabbed Jermaine, a couple of niggas, and say, y'all, wait here. I'm going to go downstairs with them. I'm going to straighten this shit out. We're going to find X. We're going to talk to... Because if this is over a fucking broad that Jermaine fucked or whatever, listen, this is bullshit. We're gonna straighten this shit out now. All right. Because I don't know where the fuck they got me and X fought over, bro. Like, or I was fighting over a bitch that X... That shit was a lie and bullshit on my mother's soul, okay? So now, back to the story. I go downstairs, and remember, when you in these venues, these little hallways are small. I see niggas. I see Ice Pick J, God rest the dead. I said Ice, because I knew the RuffRyders. I had met D and Y. We had did songs with them kissing them. I really never interacted with X before, but when it came to the Locks and D and Y, we already knew each other. Okay? We did business with them. Everything was good. I'm in the hallway with Jermaine and I think 2 other guys. It might have been Jinx and somebody else. And my brother Pork. It was my brother Porky. Just 4 of us. So we're trying to find X, but it's loud as fuck because at the time, Cash Money's on, and all you hear is boom, boom in the music. You really can't hear too much. So I'm running around looking for X. Yo, anybody see X? We need to talk to X. I got Jermaine. Where's X at? Here comes Styles and them out their room. Like, yo, what up? What up? What up, Ray? Styles like, what up, my nigga? What Styles? What up, bro? Me and Styles are talking. We hugging. A couple more niggas come out with Styles. All of a sudden, all my niggas come. I don't know who told them to come, but all my niggas. So we deep. Now, they see all my niggas. Here comes all the Locks niggas. So they niggas, it's me and my niggas, and everybody's deep. There's 30 niggas on each side. Everybody's deep. Still, we ain't seen X. There was still no side of X. You know what I'm saying? We still didn't see X. Now, I'm sure the Locks didn't know what the fuck was going on. They didn't know nothing. They didn't know what they didn't know shit. They just see a bunch of niggas and I'm sure they didn't know what was going on because the situation had nothing to do with them. This was over X and Jermaine and some chick that Jermaine had fucked, who was X's chick, who probably wasn't even his chick, was just a chick that he was messing with from the city. Who knows? I don't know nothing. Because I had nothing to do with none of that other than Jermaine was my man. Now, all I remember is Styles saying to me, yo, ain't no beef over here. Ray's my man. Styles said that. I remember that. And it's true. We was cool. The Locks and us was cool. Somebody from my side threw a plastic water bottle. And that's when all hell broke loose. The water bottle got thrown and the Locks' crowd hit somebody. Then everybody started beefing. You know. The beef probably lasts about not even 5, 6, 7 minutes. A few niggas got stabbed. You know what I'm saying? A couple of niggas. I mean, it was both ends going at each other. Both sides going at each other. The police came, maced up shit. Then everybody bounced. It was crazy. All right? Crazy situation. But, you know, I mean, now, the crazy shit is that we squashed it. Myself, my man Hawk and Dave Mays met with D, Kiss, and I think Y, maybe somebody else, at this restaurant in New York, and we told the exact story of what happened. That's exactly was the story that was told. So I don't know how that story got mixed up, but that's what I told them what happened. It had nothing to do with the Locks. It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do per se with the groups. This had something to do with my promotional guy that was on a bus. Some bitch was talking about, some female was talking about X. Jermaine ended up smashing the chick on the bus. The promotion niggas seen Jermaine. Him and Jermaine knuckled up because the promotion niggas saying that's DMX's girl, and him and Jermaine knuckle up. Jermaine ends up whooping on him. They kicked Jermaine off of the promotions bus. We had to fly him in. All right. So what I found out from kissing him was when they got down to the police station, the first thing the police was saying, how come y'all didn't get Benzino, Ray Dog? How come y'all didn't get Ray? How come y'all didn't kill Ray? How come? Kissing him told me that. He was like, man, I don't know what. Kiss said, this was at the dinner where we were squashing everything. He said, I don't know what happened. I don't know what, but man, I don't know what went on with you in Boston, but they asked all of us, how come we didn't get you? And, I wasn't surprised at that because, you know what I'm saying, the Boston police have been on me for years. I'm talking since the 80s. Fuck them. And fuck what they told the Locks about they should have got me and all that. Fuck them, because as you can see right now, this is what we going through now with these racist motherfucking cops. All right, we're going to speed up now. So we squash it, everything cool, boom. All right. X still hasn't been no word from X about all this. Still. This went on for a while without X even mentioning anything. And after we squashed it with the Locks, that was it. It was done. I forgot how long later on I meets DMX. I'm in LA with a bunch of my niggas. We deep. And I'll never forget I forgot his name, man, which is, I'm pissed. But it was X's man. He from Baltimore. I remember he was in the black Escalade. And I'm at the hotel. I forgot the name of the hotel. It's the hotel everybody, not the La Park it was some type of hotel that everybody went to in LA. Long story short. Short story long. He was like, yo, X wanna holler at you. He's like, but only you can come. You can't bring the rest of your niggas or whatever. He was by himself. He said, I'm gonna take you to the house where X is at. All right. I said, all right, no problem. I told niggas everything good. I got in the car by myself. And I just remember we going up through the hills and, you know what I'm saying, the Hollywood Hills, not the Hollywood Hills, the Beverly Hills. I think I was staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel, but my guys were staying at the hotel where I got picked up at. Or some of them was anyways. So now, I remember we pull up to this house. It's just me. And I remember we go in the house and I see two little pit bulls. So I'm like, yeah, we in the right house. Two little pit bull puppies. Beautiful dogs, man. Beautiful dogs. I remember it was Uncle Ray there. Uncle Ray's ex's uncle, or something to do with the RuffRyders. I think it was ex's uncle. Uncle Ray was there. A couple of, I think it might have been Ice Pick there. I just remember it was just a couple of people there. So we go in, plus the driver, who ended up getting real cool. I just forgot his name and shit. So that's my bad. So I'm waiting for X to come down, you know what I'm saying? So we come down, X comes down and shit. What's up? Yeah. So, what's up, bro? Say, you play pool? You want to play pool? So I was like, all right. So we start playing pool and shit. Play about 6-7 games of pool. We don't mention nothing about nothing. There's still no mention about nothing. I'm by myself in this house. Nothing. We playing pool. Everything good. Offer me some food, some drink. Everything cool. After the pool games, he's like, yo, come on down, come on. So we go downstairs to like his garage area, and he takes the cover off that old car that had Aaliyah. It was like a car that he had got done up. It was an older car, but the shit was dope. It had the painting of Aaliyah on the front hood. I was like, oh man, this is dope, yo. He was like, yeah, this is my baby. And you know what I'm saying? We talking about cars and she's like, come on, you want to go for a ride? Now, this is at night. You know what I'm saying? I said, all right, fuck it. So he gets everybody together. We ride him. So he got 2 or 3 people following him. I'm in the whip with him. We driving. He starts flying. We on Wilshire, flying. I mean, you know, he you know, I don't know if he's trying to scare me because I drive fast as fuck too. Everybody will tell you I'm the crazy driver too. So you know, I'm just like, okay, this is dope. Let's go. Go faster. Shit. So we end up getting pulled over and shit. We end up getting pulled over by the police. They noticed it was X. It wasn't too much. They let us go. We ended up going to Sunset Strip to this bar that's a famous bar up there, like kind of like a bar. It's like a bar really for white people, but it's a huge, huge place on Sunset. And it has this mechanical bull thing. So pool tables are there. We playing more pool and shit. We drinking. You know, I don't drink too much, so I had a couple of sips of something and maybe some ginger. I really don't get drunk like that. I get too emotional when I'm drunk. So anyways, he said, you want to get on the boat? I'm like, nah. Come on, get on the boat. I'm like, nah. So I'm not getting on that shit. You know, you get on that shit and it goes crazier. Like, nah. Come on, get on. Okay. So I get on the fucking bull. Throws me off in 5 seconds. I'm on that shit, throws me off in 5 seconds. Quick, fast. He gets on, he's riding, everybody's clapping, they love X. He rides the shit like, yo. I'm like, okay, I see you. That was it. He says, yo, we're going to get together tomorrow in the morning. Going to get together early. That was it. I ended up leaving, going back to my hotel. They left. The next morning, driver comes, picks me up. I meet him at Hobby Town, this place called Hobby Town. You race cars? You don't do the cars? I said, these are these hobby cars, but remote control cars, but the ones you put gas in them, like the real dope ones. So, man, we racing these cars. We doing the car thing all day. So still nothing. We don't speak nothing about what happened and shit. It's the craziest shit. So now he's like, well, we're going to go studio. Studio, okay, shit, hell yeah, let's go to the studio. We about to do some music with DMX. This is dope. Or I don't know what's going on. So we go to the studio. So now we in the studio. I forgot what studio it was. I remember L.T. Hutton, the guy that directed Tupac's movie, and Daz Dillinger ended up had something to do with something. I forgot what it was. Like they was producing something. But the song was produced by P. Killer. He had his producer P. Killer there. So I'm like, okay, we about to do a joint. This is dope. So I remember the shit, he had the hook. The hook was like, lean on me when you're not, but it was like that. It was called Lean On Me or something. So all of a sudden, the dude from Jodeci walks in. I swear to God, I am not making this fucking shit up, bro. The dude from Jodeci walks in. I get him mixed up. I think this was KC, like the slim one. Or I think that's KC or that's JoJo. Whatever the slim one was, that's who walked in. So he's walking, he's like, yo, what's up, man? And, oh, man, I always want to meet you, Source Magazine. And, yeah, I haven't heard about y'all. And boop, boop. So he's in there, and he's singing to the beat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like, this is fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? So he's asking me, my last name's Scott. He's like, yo, you know the Scotts in North Carolina? You know Scotty Scott? I'm like, nah, I don't know Scotty Scott. You know what I'm saying? It's just... I'm telling you, you can't even make this fucking shit up, yo. So, X ends up doing his verse. The verse was addressing what happened. More or less like, yo, Ray, he mentioned my name in the song, Ray Benz, we both dogs and dog with a dog. And I just remember the verse was dope, but it was basically saying, look, I ain't got no beef with you. We both dogs out here and it's love. That's what the verse was. Addressing to me, like I got no beef with you over what happened and it's all love. And it was dope. I ended up doing my verse and it was the same thing. Showing that unity, showing, then all of a sudden the nigga from Jodeci ended up singing on the fucking hook. He's singing on the hook. So there's a song out there produced by P. Killer with DMX Benzino called Lean On Me with Casey or JoJo, whatever the slim was from Jodeci. Song never came out, but there's a fucking song out there somewhere. After he made the song, that was it. We still never spoke on it, and then that was the last time I really seen X. That's the story. I wasn't fighting nobody over no fucking broad. At the end, I didn't even know who the fucking chick was. Jermaine ended up smashing the chick that probably X ended up seeing on the road, because you're on the road, you meet chicks. That's just how tour life is. Shit got all crazy. We're downstairs at the venue. The Locks had nothing to do with it, but they came out with a bunch of niggas. I had a bunch. It was all circumstantial. Had nothing to do with me and X fighting over a woman. So I don't know. I'm going to watch it, but I don't know where the fuck that story came from, how it got mixed up. But my story is what the fuck happened. That's on my mama, who I love very much, dearly. That's what the fuck happened. I don't want to hear nothing else about Benzino fighting over a girl and Benzino started trouble. That's the fuck out of here with that shit. That had nothing to do with nothing. That was a promotional nigga that got into it with some chick, and it was a big misunderstanding. It had nothing to do with the Z-ster. Especially women, man, fighting over a woman on tour, owning the Source magazine with a hit record. The fuck I gotta fight over a woman for? Stop it. Come on. That don't even fucking sound right. Just like this last situation, me fighting over. I don't fight over a woman. If you my woman, I'll fight for you. But I'm not fighting over anybody. If there's a woman and she chooses the next nigga, then that's what it is. That's what happens. You take your L, brush off, and go to the next chick. That's not what happened with me. But at the end of the day, I'm not fighting over no woman. I never had. So all the rumors, I went to social media, Twitter, seen all the fucking fools on Twitter talking about Benzino starting this. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all are crazy as fuck to think that. And again, I got to look at the story and see what happened. But if it didn't happen the way I said it, then lies. I don't want to hear that shit. All I got is my reputation. And half the time I be trying to tell the fucking real story from some stupid shit that's being rumored around when it comes to me. I'm a thorough nigga. 100%. I'm not super nigga, but I'm 100% thorough. And I would never cause no major mayhem over no fucking broad. You fucking crazy? So I hope one of y'all tape this so y'all can pass it off to the blogs, because this is the true story of what happened between the RuffRyders and Made Men. All right? I hope y'all enjoy y'all day today. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but love. About to make my smoothie, take my ass to the gym, then get down to the crab trap. All right? Love y'all.